Welcome back to A320 Knowledge, your trusted source for Airbus expertise. Today, we're diving into a critical section of the A320's landing gear, the nose wheel steering. Designed for precise directional control while the aircraft is on the ground, the nose wheel steering is a crucial component of taxiing operations. In newer Airbus models, the nose wheel steering is connected to the yellow hydraulic system. Previously, it was linked to the green system. During a one-engine taxi situation, things get a little interesting. The yellow electric pump takes over to keep the hydraulic pressure flowing. When starting the second engine, it is recommended to do it while stopped or in a straight line. This is because there's a brief moment where the hydraulic pressure source switches from the yellow electric pump to engine 2, and you might lose nose wheel steering momentarily. When preparing for pushback, inserting the nose wheel steering disconnect pin triggers the ECAM memo NW steering disconnect in green. If one engine is running with the pin still in place, the message changes to an amber color, reminding you that the nose wheel steering is disconnected. Now, let's delve into the tiller, an essential control for ground maneuvering. It's that hand wheel located next to the side stick, and it's what you use to control the nose wheel directly. If both pilots are using their tillers simultaneously, the system algebraically sums their inputs. The nose wheel steering works with the tiller up to a speed of 80 knots, with a maximum steering angle of plus or minus 75 degrees. However, remember, the tiller isn't meant for high-speed taxi maneuvers on areas such as rapid exit taxiways. The nose wheel steering works with the rudder up to a speed of 130 knots, while offering a more limited steering angle of plus or minus 6 degrees that tapers off with increasing speed. Beyond 130 knots, the nose wheel steering disconnects, so be prepared to use more rudder input in strong crosswinds at those higher speeds. During towing and pushback operations, a more extensive steering angle is facilitated, up to plus or minus 95 degrees with a tow bar and plus or minus 85 degrees without. A nose wheel steering fault can occur in two situations. Either both brake system control units, BSCU, fail, or you lose the normal braking system along with low yellow hydraulic pressure. In such instances, by simply cycling the nose wheel steering switch off and then back on will reset the BSCU and can sometimes clear the fault. In the event of a nose wheel steering failure mid-flight, pilots may rely on the rudder to initially guide the aircraft off the active runway, though ground assistance may ultimately be required. For operating with an offset nose wheel, always refer to your flight crew operating manual, specifically the supplementary procedures section, for the proper guidance. Also, keep in mind that when taxiing with deflated tires, the maximum nose wheel steering angle is reduced to 30 degrees for safety reasons. Thanks for tuning in to this bite-sized tutorial on the nose wheel steering.